My name is Mohammed Zamira. My roll number is 2195104. Even my branch is easy. Today my topic is income elasticity. What is elasticity? Elasticity is a measure of variable sensitivity to change in other variables. Price elasticity refers to the degree in which consumers or producers change the demand or the amount supplied in the response to change in price. Elasticity of demand or supply, percentage change in demand or supply, percentage change in price. When the value of elasticity 1.0 suggests the demand for the goods or services is more than the proportionality affected by the change in its price. A value is greater than 1.0 suggests that the demand is insensitive to the price or inelastic. Inelastic consumers buying the habits remains almost unchanged when the price either goes up or down. Price elasticity of the demand. The extent to which the demand or the product is affected by its price is known as price elastic on demand. Price elastic on demand is equal to percentage change in the quantity demand or percentage change in price. Perfect elasticity, elasticity, perfect inelasticity, inelasticity, unitary interpretation of elastics of demand. Demand is elastic, demand is unielastic, demand is inelastic. Extreme cases perfectly inelastic, perfectly elastic. Perfectly elastic demand. A good is perfectly elastic if the price and elasticity is infinity. If in perfectly inelastic demand, a small rise in price results in the full fall in demand to zero, while small fall in price causes increase in demand to infinity. 5% increase in demand with the very tiniest reduction in price will give us the equation. This type of demand isn't common since several factors influence consumers' buying decisions other than the prices. The consumer could consider their loyalty to the brand and the distance they need to be traveled to buy the product and deliver time to get the product at the overall quality. In perfect and elastic demand, the demand curve is represented as a horizontal straight line. When consumers are extremely sensitive to change in price, they have perfectly elastic demand as all or nothing. Perfectly elastic demand means that quantity demanded will increase to infinity when the price decreases slightly, and the quantity demand will decrease to the zero when price decreases tiniest. A perfectly elastic demand curves in horizontal, meaning when quantity demand can change by any amount without changing price. For example, luxury cars. These types of products can be easily substituted, and if their prices rises slightly and the demands will drop. A relatively elastic dam, when the percentage changes in the demand is more than the percentage change in price, the demand is relatively elastic. Good like designer brands, uh, designer clothing, jewelry, or good examples of relatively elastic demand. For example, if the price of product increases by 10%, 10.5%, and the demand of the product decreases by 28.5%, then the demand would be relatively elastic. Perfectly inelastic demand, a perfectly inelastic demand, inelastic demand for product with the change in price. In its price, the numerical value for perfectly inelastic demand is zero. Characteristics of perfectly inelastic demand: time necessity, no substitute, small portions of income. In case of perfectly inelastic demand, demand curves is represented as a straight vertical line. Movements in price from P1 and P2, P3 to P2 to P3 does not show any change in demand of product. The demand remains constant for any value of price in case of essential goods, such as demand does not change. The demand does not change with change in price. Therefore, the demand for essential goods is perfectly inelastic. More change in price goods, but less change in demand for goods. In graph, price of goods increases 40% and eventually demand in graph price of goods increases for 40% and eventually the demand of the goods decrease 10% and the proportional change in price is more than the proportionate change in demand. Examples of goods with inelastic demand includes gasoline, necessary food and prescription drugs. Unitary elastic demand, proportionate or change percentage change in quantity demands is exactly equal to the proportionate or percentage change in price, and the demand is said to be unitary elastic. For instance, of 10% fall in price of commodity leads to the 10% rise demand of commodity. Examples of unit elastic products are household appliances, basic electronics and normal clothing. Factors that affect the elasticity of the demand. There are three factors that influence the price elasticity of demand are substitute. The more substitute available for the product will make the demand more elastic. If the product is basic needs, then they are going to higher price for the product. We log time to the get the official daily time if the price of anything gone from the price does not influence the quantity of demand. However, if this smoker cannot afford the brand loyalty and income. Importance of price elasticity of demand. Knowing the price elasticity of demand for goods allows someone selling the goods to make informed decisions about pricing strategies to determine customer pricing sensitivity, determine manufacturing plans for governments to assess how to improve tax on goods, determination of output levels, demand forecasting to government to adopt policy of production to gain from international table. A country will gain from international trade. Cross elasticity of demand. Cross with the price elasticity. PY, price the product quality. Cross price. Positive cross elasticity of demand changes when over here when there is a change in price availability of resource, technology and innovation, composition, time period. Thank you.